What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is game day morning, and as always, I'm in the weeds. I'm in the weeds. I didn't think I was going to be doing much today for game day, so I didn't really plan on having like the whole game day experience. I knew Rio was coming over, but without the Cowboys playing, I figured not anybody was going to come over. Well, of course, we have Michael Anthony Fitness, we have myself, Rio's coming over, and then found an E2 Blues coming, and then of course the Stinking Giant fan. So I'm actually running out to get some game day treats, but no wings today. No wings today. We're gonna have some nice hot Italian sausage. We're going to have a couple of Italian subs, and Mike made some red beans and rice, so we're good to go on that one. So, and of course, I'm supposed to be on in an hour and a half, so I got to get back home, cook and prepare this food, and get down there. Sometimes I don't know if you guys realize how much goes into doing this stuff, and I'm beginning to wonder, why the hell do I put myself through this? Yeah, anyway. It's amazing. It is amazing that how things happen to the Cowboys versus nobody else. Do you think there's been some bad calls called against the Dallas Cowboys that even the announcers up in there have said, these are some bad calls that I don't see what you're talking about, right? And we end up getting hosed by some of these calls, right? We've all seen them, okay? Let's be clear. We have calls that we know weren't on us, but yet they were on us. Today, the NFL came out from Thursday night's game, and they said that the NFL made the wrong call that went to the Cowboys' favor. And I'm not disagreeing that it wasn't the wrong call. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It was a questionable call. They came up with the blindside block, I believe, because of Golden Tate hitting Sean Lee in Seattle. I was at that game because it was vicious. In much the same way Roy Williams rule, where you're basically, grabbing him in the shoulder pads and pulling him down, they're messing up legs. These blindside blocks are killer because Golden Tate it was an interception. I believe it was an interception. And Sean Lee's he's turning to go upfield, and Golden Tate smacks him right there when he's not looking. It was vicious. And it was like, I think he just killed Sean Lee. So they came up with the blindside block. Now, the block was a big hit, but it was still within the boundaries of what you would think. Cowboys got lucky because we did get the call. I'm not saying we didn't get the call. And it's nice that the NFL is admitting that they were wrong on a call. How come the only ones they admit that they're wrong on are ones that went for the Cowboys? You see where I'm going? Check the clip out.
Weeks ago, that roughing the passer call that happened in the Tennessee game. And if you look at recent history, Colleen, the NFL admitted to the Saints that officials should not have thrown a brutal blindside block penalty flag on Garrett Griffin on Thursday night. You see that call, the peel back block on interception returns and special teams plays. Not a tight end blocking a blitzing safety who's about to hit his quarterback. It's a huge call in that game because they had just gotten a 3-and-out. They were down 3 instead of an 11-yard gain. It's an 11-yard loss. That's basically a turnover at that stage in the game. There are bad calls, missed calls, virtually every game. That's just the nature of the NFL. But the Saints had another huge one go against them a few weeks ago. That roughing the passer call that happened in the Tennessee game. And if you look at recent history here, opponent flags, in other words, penalties on the teams that the Saints are playing, in 2018, dead last. 2019, they had the third fewest. Last season, only 64 penalties called on Saints opponents, by far the fewest in the NFL. Again, This happens to everybody. Everybody's frustrated at certain points about certain calls. But for the Saints, they have very little margin for error right now because of their quarterback situation and their record. These ones really hurt, which is why you've heard the Saints voice some frustration about the officiating publicly.
Yeah, so here's what'll happen. See, it's subtle, and it happens, you don't even realize that it happens. Because they put that out there like that. Of course, the talking heads will go there, oh, the Cowboys got a break on this play. Which is true, we did get a break on that play. Because that's the only one you hear about, or the ones that they will actually talk about, the perception becomes the Dallas Cowboys. They always get the officials making the calls for them. See, that's where Philly 500 swears, oh, the Cowboys always get all kinds of breaks. You ever heard of the catch, no catch? How about Washington, where they said that the long snapper removed the ball? 12 men in a huddle. We've had that happen to us twice. Running back, lowering the head. Yeah, we get those kind of calls against us. So I don't want to hear it. But of course, you know how it rolls. For once, and here's where I think the power of public opinion actually came through, because when you watch the Raiders game, there were so many calls that were just bullshit calls. Now, don't let it get twisted. You could probably call a penalty on every single play. But you don't want to call a penalty on every single play because it disrupts the flow of football. And at some point, you start having people tune out from it. And when you are now also in the pocket with gambling, then you start looking at it and saying, is there something shady here? But I believe the NFL, because one of the officials that was in this game had called more penalties against the Dallas Cowboys last year than any other official. I believe from the higher-ups, it came down, chill out a little bit on these flags, because it's getting to look kind of obvious that there's some crazy shit going on. That's just my own personal thought. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just a homer. But it's just kind of funny how all those things always come against the Cowboys. Even when we get a break, we get thrown in our face that you got a break. When we get screwed, there's silence. Yeah. All right, guys. I will see you in the man cave in about an hour and a half. Peace.
Hurry up. What the fuck?
Interesting, ladies and gentlemen, as Jaylen Parks is going to Doug Peterson and that Philadelphia offense, and there are a billion ways this could go. Jalen Hurts has clearly been two completely different quarterbacks. As a freshman, he was the SEC freshman.
Do you believe it?
In 2016, although that national.
Wow, that has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're gonna take a quarterback in the second round? Are you kidding me? What do you just trade Carson then? Are you kidding me? You just took a quarterback in the second round. This team is so good that they don't need to take. They don't need anything else, right? They're so good. This has to be for some sort of